Placing a trade shouldn't be complicated. It should be smooth as butter. The Fidelity app makes investing easy with zero-commission U.S. stock and ETF trades, no account minimums, and fractional shares trading. Fidelity, where nothing comes between you and the trade. That's smooth. Download our app free from the App Store or Google Play. Sell orders are subject to an activity assessment fee from 1 cent to 3 cents per $1,000 of principal. No account minimums apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC. Member NYSE, SIPC.
Have you heard? Sling TV offers the news you love for less. Hey, wait. You look and sound just like me. I am you. I'm the same news programs on Sling TV for less. You mean you're me, but for less money. A lot less. I'm all the favorite news programs and more on Sling TV starting at just $40 a month. Everything great about me, but for less money? Which makes me greater, don't you think? Get the news you love and more for less. Start saving today. Visit sling.com to see your offer. Sling.
Welcome. All right, dude, ARTY, bro. Listen, I gotta ask you a question.
Okay, shoot it.
Do you ever just get tired making straight bangers?
Yeah.
You know, is it exhausting? Can it be annoying, or just like, oh, another one? Here we go. Good day, good people, and welcome to another pumping AFK interview episode. And by golly, Miss Molly, do we have a treat for you today? Joining us on AFK main stage is a wizard of beats and a true dance music legend. He's none other than ARTY, who likes to party. This Russian DJ, record producer, and all-around music maestro has taken the world by storm, collaborating with icons like Armin van Buuren, Above and Beyond, and even dropping beats with One Republic. ARTY's debut album, Glorious, soared to number 14 on the United States dance and electronic album charts. And he's not slowing down with over 1 million monthly Spotify listeners. And he might just have a new single and album on the horizon that we're going to hear all about. But wait, there is more to this musical maverick. ARTY's also a gaming guru, competing in the Fortnite Pro-Am and conquering the digital realm with a mix of Fortnite, Lego Fortnite, and Call of Duty. From producing hits to streaming and dominating the gaming scene, ARTY's got skills, and we're diving deep into his world. Get ready to vibe with the kick and bass, and join me in welcoming ARTY to the show. ARTY, welcome, dude.
What's up? What's happening, brother?
What's happening, dude? All right. Boom. Do you ever just get tired making straight bangers?
Yeah.
You know, is it exhausting? Can it be annoying, or just like, oh, another one? Here we go.
I mean, it can be exhausting. Honestly, you can get to the point with the music where it's, you know, you just like, you just want to like kind of step back a little bit, because I've been like, dude, I've been on this role with being in the studio every single day for, oh my God, for like 7 years straight up.
Yeah, the grind for, I feel like, EDM artists is, I mean, you're either in the I guess this could be artists everywhere, but I almost feel like it's EDM artists a little bit more. Like, you're in the lab cooking for God knows how long, making, you know, new sounds, new music, new albums, etc. And then you also have to think about the sets that you're making as well, right? And what you're going to play when you're traveling, right? But and you're performing. But then, of course, the sets that you're making, the performances, bro. Like, the touring, I feel like, is almost, not only is it nonstop, I feel, but it's also worldwide, right? Because people love EDM. Like, it's like got no barriers, right?
It's a globe thing for sure. And you know, it's like it's a funny thing that the people outside that have very little understanding of, you know, what the music producer or DJ do. It was like, oh, this is such a fun life. You guys go there and there. It's like you see the world and you play music for fun. And then it was like, when you actually go into details, it's like, this life is pretty like excruciating, honestly, because it's you in the studio from Monday to Friday. It was like nonstop. It's like, I probably did like last, like, especially the past 2 years, 3 years, like I've been working like between 14 and 20 hours every single day. But then it's like, you hop on the flight on Friday, you put the show on Friday night, and then it's like with no sleep, you flying somewhere else on Saturday, you play the show there, then you're coming back home on Sunday night, and you're going back in the studio. It's like we don't have the days off. It's sad.
No, I feel you, man. I feel like back in the day when I was in my like prime Ninja era, dude. It was like streaming, and this was because I hadn't like made it yet either, right? So I was just a little bit. I feel like when I was grinding, literally grinding, right? Until you are at the absolute tippity top of the canyon of the mountain, and you can afford to just get paid a absolute boatload of money to do a couple of shows, and then you have more time off, like. It really is just an absolute grind fest to get there.
I had a question for you. Is like, how hard is to grind as a streamer?
I would say it's the exact same, dude. So
yeah,
I mean, so it's almost. I feel like it's almost a little bit different now, where I think that there's so much access to social media, and you can blow up a lot quicker nowadays. Yeah. And like really hit it just scale really, really high really quickly and make like a lot of money and essentially not have to put that much time in. But like that doesn't happen for everybody. So it really is just dude, it's just the same thing, man. Like for me back in the day, like I've been streaming for like 11 years now. So, and I was for, 10 of those years, dude, I was streaming probably 10 hours plus a day, make minimum, pretty much every day. Like, right, almost no days off. I a lot of birthdays missed, a lot of parties missed.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
I missed Jess's, my wife. I missed her graduation for college because I was at a Halo tournament. Like, it was pretty much the exact same. You started with
Halo, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Halo was your first thing.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, bro. I was doing Halo Reach 1v1s on game battles.
Damn.
And my viewers. So whenever I would 1v1, my viewers would go from like 100 to 200 viewers to like 300 or 400 off there. I was already like doubling my viewership when I would do 1v1s in game battles.
That's interesting.
People love 1v1s, dude.
Did you play Halo Infinite at all?
No. I dabbled in it for a little, but dude, it's just it doesn't come close to Halo, like the original Halos, like Halo 2, Halo 3.
It's just not the same feeling, right? Hard to go back to it.
Yeah, because they just went so fast. Like they went so fast, like they, all the abilities and all the, extra garbage. Like Halo just used to be this beautiful, simple game, like with just an incredible like weapon pool and weapon sandbox, and then to what it is now. I feel like it's just for lack of a better word, or maybe the perfect word for this to describe it is a clusterfuck.
I mean, this is like, there's something interesting you mentioned about simplicity. It's like, I kind of miss simplicity in games. I really do, because everything nowadays looks so complicated.
It does look like there's a very big gap.
Yeah. Like, for instance, like, by the way, it's like, I give it a try for, in Counter-Strike too. And I love that. I love like, it's a pretty hard game to play, but it's pretty simple. Like the mechanics are pretty simple. It's like not crazy overloaded with like, like thousands of guns and stuff. It's like very, cut and dry. You just, you go kill things or you get killed. Most likely you're going to get killed because those guys are so hardcore. That's insane.
Yeah, the simplicity of Counter-Strike and games in general, I do miss. I mean, you got to look at CS, like the original Counter-Strike right now, and it's one of the most long-lasting, most popular esports of all time, right?
Absolutely, yeah. CS 1.6, like, I'm pretty sure people are still playing it.
Oh yeah, until they cancel that game or like close the servers down, I'm pretty sure people play that forever.
Oh yeah, 100%. Did you give it a try for CS2?
I dabbled a little bit, but I don't know, man. I got really, I don't want to say addicted, but I got really involved in the cases like a little early for me. And it's just like, I'm spending a lot of money here, dude.
Yeah. How much money you can actually spend on those? Like probably a lot.
So it's a maximum amount unless you have like several accounts. There's so many different ways to get around the spending limit, but you're only allowed to like add a certain amount of money to your Steam wallet.
Okay.
like a weekly or daily. So Tim, good buddy Timmy Tenders, Tim the Tatman, he's got like 10 accounts, dude. He's got like 10 accounts that he was just alternating between, just loading up like 10,000 on this one, 10,000 on that one, 5,000 on this one. Yeah,
sounds like gambling.
It is. It literally is gambling. It is gambling. It's online gambling for sure, because you're spending thousands of dollars potentially to get literally nothing in return.
So it's like, here's a quick story here, because I it's like I told you that I've been grinding for like the past 7-8 years, and what happened is that I abandoned my passion. It's like my second true passion is video gaming, right? Mm-hmm. And prior to that, I've been playing a lot of League of Legends, which is a whole different story. I mean, I don't have to explain to you like how addicted. I
love that game, bro. That game is crack, dude. It's such a problem.
Are you still playing it?
Oh, yeah, bro. I played it recently. I played it again. I picked it back up. Like I promised myself I wouldn't, dude, but I did. I came back to it, and I started playing AD Carry again. And
who's your character?
So my top 3 are probably like, I love Ezreal, MF, and Varus.
Wow, that's classic.
They're
thank
old
God.
school.
I was like, I know all of them, because I'm scared opening League of Legends. Like I didn't even like watch the streams, because I think it was like I gave it a go on like one of the streams on League of Legends for 15 minutes. Like I couldn't recognize half of the characters.
Yeah, that game. So, dude, talking about video games in general, that is one of the biggest issues that I feel like a lot of companies, they struggle with balancing out, which is like you have all this new content coming out, that because you need to have new content coming out constantly in order to have people that are actually entertained in the game, they're coming back to the game, right? And they're new content is super important. But a game like League of Legends, where like and Valorant, where it's like the concept of the game it has stayed the same and it hasn't changed, right? So League, you fight for Dragon, and Baron, and you need to get towers down, and CS, like that's it. But your knowledge of the characters, the longer you take a break, that gap becomes larger and larger and larger and larger, right? And now you're like, you don't even know 99% of the matchups, and it's the same thing with Valorant, where it's like, dude, you don't know. Here's a new agent, here's a new map, here's a new agent, here's a new map, here's a new agent, and now you don't know the last 10 agents and what their abilities do. And to come back to that game, it's just this huge mountain you have to overcome.
Yeah, that was the thing for me in League of Legends. Is like I'm like after all that time, I finally had a time to have a break from music and from touring, and I got myself a gaming PC. And I was like so happy about it, because I'm a PC guy. I love playing with mouse and keyboard when it comes down to games. Like, yeah, dude. I was like, I tried playing Fortnite on a controller. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. For me, it was a nightmare. Yeah,
controller is, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, right? You look at the freedom that you have with the inputs and mouse and keyboard. It's infinitely more than a controller. But
yeah, but also the auto aim, like the
aim assist, yeah, dude.
Yeah, aim assist. How bad that is in Fortnite.
It's not good. They definitely nerfed it heavily, which is good, because it was a massive problem in that game. I mean, to be fair, it's a massive problem in every game. But my stance is always the same when it comes to mouse and keyboard or input drama. And that is like competitively, dude, there's no reason that people should be competing together competitively again, right? In these tournaments, like there shouldn't be players on mouse and keyboard competing against controller, because at the end of the day, there's a difference. Whether you want to say one is better than the other or one has more of an advantage than the other is honestly irrelevant. And like there are advantages, but sometimes there are more there are more severe advantages. And when it comes to money, right? I feel like the playing field should be as absolutely even as possible. It's almost like using a different size ball in football or something like that, where it's like, all right, you guys, offense has to catch this, defense has to, stop this. It's like, whoa. Like, let's make sure that everyone is on the exact same playing field. And I think that mouse and keyboard players should be competing against other mouse and keyboard players, right? And console players or players who are using a controller input should be competing against controller players.
Here's the thing. I was like, I absolutely agree with you, because I accidentally hooked up my girlfriend on Call of Duty, because like that's what I've been playing the most. It's pretty fun, because like she never played video games prior to that. She was like played some Mario when she was a kid.
Classic.
Yeah, classic. But it's like no shooters, nothing like that. And it's like all of a sudden she was like playing Call of Duty with me, and
that's a jump, by the way. I don't think I have ever heard that in my entire life, Artie. That a girl's like, I don't really play video games. Let's play Call of Duty together.
And it's like craziest part about it. We played it yesterday, and it's like she's higher than me in like in a rank. It's like I was like, oh my god, you're actually going like you're getting so much better at this, and I cannot really like stress it out enough for her. It's like, listen, it's like this is not an easy game to play, especially when you're playing. It's like because the matchup that we have, it's like it's not going to only consider like her skill, but it's going to consider my skill, and I'm like level 200, like 90 or something. So it's like we're getting like a lot of those guys in our matchups, and she's doing pretty well. But my point was that I was trying to figure out like a couple of floatouts for her in the beginning, and it was like I grabbed the controller, and I still didn't like the feeling. It feels a little bit clunky, but then it's like the assisted aim. I was like, this is disgusting. Like this is crazy. Yeah, like the aim is just like keep following the character while there's like no input on controller.
Yep, dude. Oh, I don't want to get too. Listen, dude. Listen. If they all have that benefit, right, and that advantage, then it's like great. They can all have it against one another and play against one another. But it's like. Competitively, it needs to be separated. But like, yeah, if you're in pubs and stuff like that, it's like, who cares, bro? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. It's like there's nothing wrong with that, and obviously, I mean, there's a there is reason for that because you wanna have more attention, like from the other from new players, like my girlfriend for example, like she probably would never be playing Call of Duty if that would be. It's like a bit harder to play with controller. Like that would not be a thing. And
if she was struggling to get any eliminations whatsoever, and she couldn't, absolutely not.
For me, the problem is different. It's like I'm pretty sure you saw that program where you can do your input as a mouse and keyboard being recognized as a controller.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Well, that's great. That's the part that I don't get. Like, if you do play those kind of games, it's like why you want to get an advantage, or it's like almost cheating, where it's the entire was like I don't know. It was like for me, entire like premises was like playing those games. It's just trying to get better at those, not not cut the corners.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I can't tell you why people cheat, bro. Cheaters, they're different breeds, bro. In general, and I'm not even talking about saying like that specifically is cheating, but there are people that I think they're in that same category. People who spend actual cash on a cheat to be better at people in a pub lobby is astonishing.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad. It's like it's kind of sad for me because like it loses entire like purpose of multiplayer online competition kind of thing.
No, I hear you, man.
AFK with Ninja.
Hey everyone, Ninja here, and let me tell you about Factor, the game changer when it comes to eating better without the hassle. Factor has restaurant quality meals ready to heat and eat in just 2 minutes. No more meal prepping, cooking, or cleaning up. Whether it's breakfast, midday bites, or dinner, Factor has you covered with over 35 options to choose from every week, including Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto meals. From the first bite, I was blown away by the quality and taste of their meals. I love their Protein Plus options. They're perfect for fueling up for a long gaming session. Factor has saved me precious cooking time and has helped me stay on track with my nutrition goals. Are you ready to revolutionize your mealtime routine? Head to factormeals.com/ninja50 and use code ninja50 to get 50% off of your order. That's right, 50% off delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered right to your door. That's code ninja50 at factormeals.com/ninja50 for 50% off.
Planning an international trip and want to learn the language of your destination? Then check out the language learning program Rosetta Stone on desktop or as an app. Rosetta Stone is designed to immerse you in the language you're learning. Plus, the True Accent feature even gives you feedback on your pronunciation. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com today.
Dude, so you were obviously talking about gaming, man, and you were talking about the absolute sweatiness that is touring and how it's almost never ending. Do you game a lot when you're on tour? Or do you find time to game on tour a lot?
I got a Steam Deck.
Hell
and
yeah,
that
dude!
Thing is fire.
Yes, bro. I have a Steam Deck and I have a like a Lenovo Legion. So it's it's basically the exact same thing. It's
what do you think? I was like, I'm curious. It's like, what do you prefer, Steam Deck or Legion?
I like the Legion because it's a little bit of a bigger screen and it has Windows on it already. But like you can get Windows technically on Steam Deck as well. It's just like a little bit more of a whole issue.
Yeah, I think Steam Deck has a different operational system.
Yeah, it's literally just Steam, right? Like
I think it's Linux. It's like it's built on Linux. It's not Windows. I might be mistaken, but
yeah, it's just you got to jump through more hoops to get it. And when I found out there was like a Legion, I think my brother was texting me about it. And he's like, dude, bigger screen, this thing's sick. I was like, yeah, you know what, dude, let's go for it. I freaking got it, and I absolutely loved it. I play Final Fantasy 11 on it all the time, and it's just a bunch of you can get Steam on it as well, obviously. So it's like the same thing. But it's literally a computer. Like you load it up, and it's got Windows 11 on it. It looks like you're loading up a computer.
That's pretty sick.
It is pretty dope, dude. I love it, man. I travel with it all the time. You can play it, offline. Obviously, you can't really play. Well, you can probably play some Steam games offline, of course. But no, dude, it's sick, man. It's sick.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't listen. It's like I try to bring Steam Deck on a couple of shows that I was playing, but it's like it's a little bit too bulky to travel with. It's big.
It's not that big.
Yeah, but when you have other stuff with you that you need to travel with.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know, man. I don't ever tour, so I wouldn't know how like limited or how much I want to take with me, dude. Usually everywhere I go, I just have a backpack on a plane, and I'm just like, this little thing just slides right into it.
I mean, listen, it's like it was my dream since 2000. I don't know. I want to say it's like I remember the moment when I was dreaming about something like Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck, and I remember exact time when it happened. It was back in 2011. I just graduated. It was like I got my master's, and I was so happy. And it's like 2 months in, I was like, I literally have my first tour in North America. And about the same time, it was fall 2011. And the reason why I remember that exactly, like so precisely, because the Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out.
Hell yeah, bro!
And I was so waiting for this game. I was. It was like I'm a huge Elder Scrolls fan, like huge. Morrowind is like I spent like so many hours in there. And when Skyrim came out, I was in the middle of my tour, and I was like, God damn! I was like, that would be amazing to have something portable that you can play on. And then that thing happened, and I found myself I was like bringing those, it was like bringing both Nintendo Switch or Steam Deck. It was like it's, it doesn't really matter. But it's like I get on a plane and I just want to sleep, honestly. I'm so tired.
You got to just catch up, dude.
It's like I don't have the energy to play the games on a tour, because also it's like you need to, it's like you need to catch up on sleep, but also like you need to prep for the shows. You need to make some edits and stuff like that. It's just, I know it feels like a lot.
Oh, dude, no, I couldn't imagine, man. I can't imagine being too tired to game sometimes. And like when it's all you want to do, right? Like I'll have a day where, I wake up and obviously I stream, gaming and streaming and gaming for me, two different things, right? Obviously, like I don't, unless
you separate those? Like I'm wondering, it's like I was been always fascinated by like, what's like, because I know it's like you guys have very different approach when it comes down to it's like streaming a game and how you separate, because I'm pretty sure it's like I had this conversation with Mason at the Lions game against Cowboys, if you remember that. He's like, well, I just, I'm playing this game and that's kind of it. But I'm wondering, is like how you separate those things.
So yeah, I mean, I can't tell you I think the last time I played Fortnite for fun, like just for pure fun, like even off stream, was right when Lego came out, like Lego Fortnite came out. I was playing it off stream a little bit because it was actually like just so new to me and it was so much fun.
What do you think? What do you think about it?
I loved it. I think that they just ran out, like, dude, like no one's playing it right now. And it's just because they ran out of content, right? Like they released this beautiful game. It was great. And at first there really was so much to do, but unfortunately, like it.
But then there's nothing to do. And by the way,
there's nothing to do.
That was actually the first game that when my girlfriend decided to play Call of Duty, because we were playing Lego Fortnite. She was like, I really want to like play this game because it looks sick. And then we got to the point where it's like, I think it's like in 4 or 5 days, like, I don't know what to do in this game because it doesn't have
what do I do now?
Yeah, it doesn't have like in-game content. Like there's no story, there's no, it's, I think they need to work on it for sure. It has like a lot of potential.
I don't know, man. Like when you look at Minecraft, right? Like Minecraft, dude, that game it's kind of the same thing though, right? Like how has Minecraft survived so long when you can only, like, yes, they update it every once in a while, but like there is no content essentially. There's all the content in the world without there being any content. Right? It's like you literally do whatever you want. It's like you start a server up, you have nothing. What do you have to do? You make a farm, you look for diamonds, and then you go from there, right? And it's like,
yeah, I think the reason why Minecraft survived for so long, because like first of all, when the game came out, like that was one of a kind, and that literally is like, it's not just any of the video games. And I'm not saying that because like we're friends with Marcus, and it's like I didn't even play Minecraft that much in my life. It just have a lot of it's like it has ability to be modified. And I was watching some of the videos on YouTube where people actually building like nuclear stations and stuff. I was like, what the hell? Like this game's like becomes like rocket science type thing.
Yeah. No, I think it's like, so the ability to do anything and everything, I think that is like the most important. That's the most important when it comes to a game like that. So like a Fortnite, like, and even like a Fortnite, there was some pretty severe limitations at the start. Like, and to me, the content was, I almost just feel like they needed to add, like, it could have been so much more simple, dude. Like some extra monsters, maybe some raid bosses and stuff like that in the dungeons.
The map could be smaller a little bit, I think. I think it's a little bit too draggy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like a quicker travel early too is always huge. Like if you're, because the map was absolutely massive without new things to discover.
Yeah,
right.
Dude, I literally is like one of the first things that I try to do is like I went and collected a lot of wood and I try to build the monorail into the other biome. And it broke in a half in the middle of my trip, and I was like, "I'm so done with this."
Oh my god, dude! Marcel basically had to work. His first thing that he wanted to do was build a monorail. I was like running over to him, he's trying to check it out, and it broke instantly. Yeah, it felt a little clunky, right? Like because there wasn't like technically like it didn't exist, right? We made it, we created it. The ability to make it was like, oh, if I do this and then add this, like this should work. But like, the game has like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like Lego Fortnite is like one of the, I don't know how much it goes into like when you build out the game like that, but a lot of it I kind of feel like goes into the fact that it's Lego. So everything needs to be kind of like in that kind of vein. So it does bring up some limitations in terms of like your imagination of like how the things work in a game. But my biggest problem though is that it's it's like you getting dropped into this world and it's like fun to discover things and stuff, but at some point it's like you want to be driven by the game like to get better stuff, or there's like very interesting story behind it, or it's like storytelling and stuff. Like that's what I think is like I missed in Lego Fortnite.
I do think that they could have just dominated it with a dope storyline or like a quest line, right? Like their quests where they kind of held your hand for the first couple of seconds, right? Where it's like, build this, then build this, and then you build this little hut and your first crafting bench, and then after that, it's like, dude, you're on your own.
Yeah, exactly. It's like have fun yourself. It's like make up your own stories. It's like, but there's no stories to make.
Like, yeah, I think that so it's almost like they have to, I feel like you have to hold someone's hand a little bit more to create the story, give them the main quest line, have that go relatively deep. Like, imagine if there was quests and like, you had to go save, like, right. So right now the story is like, where's Peely in Fortnite, right? They have like some sort of main theme where it's like, hey, this is happening, a new season, here we go. So Peely's missing. And that's kind of like the main thing that's happening right now. But imagine if they did that inside of like Lego Fortnite, and you actually had to like kind of go out and find him, and you're talking to NPCs and maybe even getting cutscenes, right? Yeah, like in these dungeons, and it's like that would have been so cool,
dude. Absolutely, and especially is like just knowing the it's like the legacy of Lego as the brand itself is like you could bring so many characters in there. It was like, oh, this NPC that is like I used to play with, like I don't know, it's like I bought it and that collection is like 20 years ago, and it's like all of a sudden it's like you see that thing in Lego Fortnite and you can talk to it. And
that's actually genius. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like obviously the question becomes like licensing and stuff, but like I mean they license Lego brand, so why
they should have access to everything.
Yeah, why just don't go all the way in? Like they could build out some like crazy storyline. I mean, even just like doing the same thing as like Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's like, here's the world, here's the biomes, and here's the thing in the middle where you need to save princess or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. Like here's the storyline right now, right? Like here's the thing, and then they can even come out with more quests and expansions.
At least to have some sort of end goal. Yeah.
Dude, I think that with games, like right now, I feel that. Okay, first off, I think this has never been done before, and I just came up with this idea in my head, and it could be the worst idea ever. But
sure did.
All right. So look at Pal World, right? I don't know. Did you get on the Pal World hype at all?
Yeah,
Do you know about
I
that?
played it.
Okay. So, dude, a game like Pal World was again very much not super story based driven, right? You asked a request and you had to go do these things, but it wasn't like there was these epic, beautiful cutscenes and things like that, and like insane dialogue with NPCs, etc. It was really kind of like you level up, you capture pals, and you build up like. You unlock shit to craft, all right? And then you keep doing that over and over again. But dude, there were people that just were playing this game 20 hours a day, 24 hours a day. Like truly, like people were staying up all night playing this game, grinding it, and like just, I don't want to say spoiling all the content, but I think that we do live in a world. So I think you should always be rewarded for how much you game. Like I like will always stand by that.
I mean, the thing, that's the entire point of video gaming is like you want to be rewarded. Like,
yes,
it's like that's the reason why people fucking love Diablo.
Yes,
it's like you grind for reward.
Yep,
and the more you grind, the better reward you get.
Yes. So hear me out though, right? So in order to keep people's interest in the game, because I do feel like right now, games just go hot and then they cool off instantly, right? Like until there's more new content. It's like, what if there was a game that, so like, let's take Lego Fortnite, for example, or Power World. These games where there are so many amazing things to do, but instead of just kind of like releasing the game and saying, here it is, it's like every day at a certain time, a new quest or a new, like of the main storyline would be released, almost like an episode.
Yeah.
So
that
like,
would be very cool.
So like Mondays, 8 a.m., you log in, there's a quest, there's a mission, boom, you complete it. Like, let's say they try to make it, 30 minutes to an hour, maybe even longer, who knows? And then once it's done, it's like the next quest won't release until tomorrow. And then, at least that way you have control. And like, depending on how much storyline you have and how actually like in depth the game is, you might have like a 2-month, 3-month game that, that has a story to tell in the next 3 months.
Dude, I think it's like the problem in all of the there's like all of those games that coming out in early access right now. and the reason why they're coming out in early access as well, because they trying to like grab attention of the customers, and it's it's like it's a worldwide thing that doesn't just go into that's my personal opinion, that it's like a worldwide thing that just doesn't go into video gaming. It's also very present in music industry and just in like generally in society, because like the customers have a very short span of time and attention that they can devote their time to something, because there's so much content out there. Like, remember how it's like Instagram videos used to be, is like, okay, here's a minute of Instagram videos. Like, nobody cares about the minute of Instagram video anymore because it's too long. Like, it needs to be 8 seconds or something like that. Like, something like very short, like consumable sort of like media content. And the thing about is like those like games like Battle World, for instance, or Lego Fortnite, when you release those, like, you want to make sure that it has a tons of like interesting like end game content that they can provide, even though, as I can understand, is the early access. But it's like all those games are fighting for the customer base that has a very it's like very limited amount of time that they can spend in a game. So it just is like feels like very oversaturated.
Right? Maybe that's how it has to be. Is like your game, you're gonna make your money because Power World made their nut, right? You're gonna make your money, but but you only have a certain. But it's gonna be a flash in the pan, because like people are gonna burn it, they're gonna grind it, and then they're gonna be done with it in a week, because not because your game is bad, but because it was so good that they just finished it right away and now they're done.
Exactly. It's just like, and like you that happened to me with the Battle World, by the way. I dropped it in 3 days.
A lot of people have. By the way, it is still doing very well. Like, there are still a lot of people who are casually playing it, enjoying it.
What do you think is going to happen to them? What do you think is going to happen with the game, honestly?
I mean, so here's the thing, that the game is so popular, and like the developers, I think I saw Asmongold read a post by one of the lead developers, and it was people talking about literally what we're talking about right now. Like, the population of the game has plummeted drastically. However, it is still very popular, but it's nowhere near where its hype was. But the head developer was just like, listen, like, we understand, like, people played the game, like, there isn't any new content right now, we understand, like, that's fine. And they're like, but we're working on new content, and we're excited and hoping that people come back, like, to try it out when it comes out. But for now, yeah, like, it's not here. But like they're acknowledging it, they're okay with it, and it's like I feel like that's kind of just how the gaming world is, where it's like until there becomes this game where, in my opinion, it's going to be an MMO. Until there's this new game that comes out that literally has so much to do. Yeah. Like, it'll make your head spin, but it's so good you're willing to make it the only game that you play. Like, until that happens, and I'm talking like astronomical, right? Like Grand Theft Auto 6 role playing when that game comes out. When GTA 6 comes out, in my opinion, that's going to be a game where people will be grinding it for weeks to beat the game, right? To play through the storyline. And then once they play through the storyline, they'll be on the RP servers and they'll be playing that shit for months.
For years.
Let's be real here. For years, sorry.
Dude, it's like for years, honestly. It's like I caught myself the other day watching a 45-minute video on the YouTube. I was like, I never, it's like, I barely played GTA 5 online. But then it's like I had this conversation with a friend, like one of a friend of mine who was playing the RP server. And I caught myself watching 45-minute video on YouTube of guy playing on RP server and playing as an assassin, and just like going is like killing, like setting up the kills and killing people, is like, and actually is like engaging with them in like kind of real life, is like talking to them like through microphone text messages. So it was like, what? It's like, wait, is that what GTA Online is right now? And that kind of stuff you can do there? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I think that they gave you dude, that's another thing too. Like open the world up to everybody, right? Give you the absolute capabilities of, anything is possible, right? Especially when you literally add, because GTA 5 is literally like the real world, essentially, right? You can become a cop and then you just have to RP it, right? So like you have the ability to arrest someone, you have the ability to put handcuffs on them, you can actually have a phone in the game and text people. Like when you add things like that, I think that like replayability is the most important thing when it comes to any video game if you want to like retain a customer, right? Like the ability to replay the game and then maybe just try beating it a different way. And like in my opinion, that's definitely what GTA does in the sense that like you can do and beat anything on an RP server.
And here's the thing about GTA as well, is that's like everything that I've been talking about, it's like replayability and, it's like game heaven gives like this essence, like the essential element of all those games is like, it's how you can drag player back into the game.
Yeah.
So, and you can like keep, it's like you can keep players in a game as long as you can. And it's like, here's the thing, GTA 5 is still have massive online and it's been going for what, like 11 years at this point?
When did GTA 5 come out?
2013.
2013. That's 11 years, bro.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I remember, dude. It's like I remember when it came out exactly. I think it was September 2013 because I was at that point. I was in LA. I had a show in LA, so like I didn't move to United States yet. So it was like I was staying in one of the hotels. So do you know what I had to do? It's like first of all, I had to buy PlayStation 4. And I was in my hotel room, it was like with PlayStation 4 trying to connect it to like hotel TV, and you know how hard that can be. Like,
depends on how much the TV like can actually separate from the walls, so you can get behind it yourself. Like
if they have the right ports, or it's like you have like this crazy hotel system that you cannot like brute force through. But I was able to do that. I was like, okay, it's like I'm playing it. It's like it happens for real. Actually, no, wait, that was not even PlayStation 4. It was PlayStation 3.
I think so.
Yeah.
Old,
yeah,
dude.
because
we're getting old, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and listen, it's like, and 11 years after that, it's like I'm watching the RP videos on the YouTube, that 45 minutes, that it's like I cannot stop watching because it's so entertaining. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, dude. During COVID, my wife and I, when we weren't leaving the house, like when it was a problem essentially, we were watching RP streams on Twitch, and dude, they like gave it, dude. We were falling asleep to it, dude. We would literally have we would have because some of their voices, dude, were so like relaxing and calming.
Yeah,
so we would just have an RP stream up, dude, and just pass out, and then wake up to it at like 6 a.m, and like it was an interesting time.
Dude, how good that is! I mean, that's usually what I do. I mean, I don't watch the RP streams, but I usually put some podcasts when I go to bed, just to like having a soothing voice that goes into your ears is like really helps you to I don't know, to relax.
Relax, just like let loose and just kind of chill, dude. All right, bro, we have been literally talking about. So I had gaming on this segment for like 10 to 15 minutes. We've been pretty much on this topic for the last 45 minutes. So we got a little bit of time left. I want to finish this with literally, why you are who you are, dude, right? Which is the beauty of your incredible music that I absolutely love. You have a new song called Favorite Sound. All right. I've literally just been listening to it for the last hour before this show, or before this podcast. This is leading into an album that you're making later this year. Do you have anything you can tease, dude, about just the process of this specific album or the song?
This it's pretty funny. It's like the way how it's like the music production works and how your inspiration works, because I started working on this album while I've been literally in the middle of because I have a side project called Alpha 9.
I was gonna ask you about that also, dude. I got but keep going, yeah.
So basically, I've been working on the Alpha 9 album. Prior to that, I think it's like I started it even just like during the COVID when I was back home. And the album went through like 3 or 4 iterations. Like I had like about 50 tracks, and finally there's like, you know, those 14 tracks that I want to put on the Alpha 9 album. And then I toured this album. And I started the Alpha 9 tour, I was like, okay, I want to work on ARTY music because I kind of miss doing that. So I started it was like, okay, so here's a couple of demos here and there. It's like, and now it started to shape up as an album. And I think I redid it like 3 or 4 times already too. So it was like, I have version 1 of the album, which is pretty much done and ready to go. I scrapped like 90% of it.
That's crazy. It's like scrapped. Like, is this shit, is it going to live, like, do these tracks, or does it like live in a hard drive, man? And that, you know, maybe someday you'll re-tease it, or
they kind of do, but it's like the funniest part about it. Sometimes you accidentally, you know, stumble upon this demo and you listen to it, just like, oh, okay, that actually worth of like going back into the album, but it's very accidental thing that has to happen.
Do you ever like, so when you cut out music, right? When you, like, you just said you made like 55 tracks, right? You cut out 90% of it. Are you cutting these out because they're just not, I'm just going to say it, even though I'm not, you know, not talking trash to any artist that does this. Are you cutting it out because it's shit, or are you cutting it out because it doesn't fit the album, essentially?
Well, here's the, like, you gotta look at it from, it's like quite a multiple angles, honestly, because first of all, what's the story of the album, and it's like, what's the story you're trying to tell with the album? And then, you know, it's like sometimes you can get accidentally inspired by the track that you heard like on your release radar on Spotify, or it's like the track that you heard live, and it's like, I'm very inspired by the song, so it's like you just naturally like work on the song or work on the demo, and then it's like, well, that's not really fit the album that much. And that's pretty much goes into the table like forever, and there's literally no chances you're gonna, you know, get back to it, or it's just gonna live in your live sets or something. And then there's also a theme, because it's a world is changing so fast, and the music scene is changing very, very fast. Like I honestly have no idea what's going on in the music scene at the moment. Like, I'm listening to my release radar, and it's like, and everything sounds very different, but it's like I cannot, you know, it's like I cannot figure out like what is that, like what is that right now that is like is a thing, like, because, I mean,
I love all your music, so no matter what, I know you're killing it that way, but like I can tell you what I've been yearning for lately, me personally, and this is not saying that this is where the music industry is going whatsoever. Dude, I miss the early 2000s trance. Like just some old school trance mixes that were like, a set would be like an hour, and it was just, you know, you like just shit I used to game to, bro, right? Like I used to put on these trance mixes, these like hour-long plus trance mixes of like, you just, you know, and just game for like 3 hours. There's like barely any lyrics, and it's just like, you know.
Well, you asked me for a little tease, and I can tell you, it's like that's what I've been inspired mostly by. That's so funny. That's so funny that you brought this up.
No way, dude. Are you serious?
Yeah. I have, like, dude, it's like I have quite a few songs like that, and it was like one of the, you know, it's like, because it's, if you don't, so here's the thing. Back in, you know, it's like let's call it a golden era of progressive house, right? It was like 2010, 2011.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Like, you had Swedish House Mafia, you had Avicii, and you have like this very significant, like, you know, signature sound of like what dance music is about at the moment. Right now, it's like dance music scene doesn't have it, because there's a lot of random things, like, and it's amazing. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's like I love the creativity, and I love, you know, different artists being in the scene and like inspiring next generations. But to myself, I was like, I decided to go back to and listen to music that I grew up on, which is like late 90s, early 2000s trance music.
Yes, dude.
And kind of favorite sound, it's like has a little bit of it. Like it's not fully there.
Dude, a million percent. I was just about to say that. Like, I've listened to it for a little bit, and I'm like, dude, this is kind of what I've been looking for lately, dude.
Nice. Well, I have more crazy stuff like that, which is like even more aligned. The beautiful thing about not just dance music scene, but the music scene in general, and I don't want to call it recycling because recycling is not the right word. You have like it's like you have those like loops, like, and it's like the time cycles where
it comes back. It just comes back, right?
Something is going to come back.
Yeah, it's called like you just call it retro, right? Where it's it's like sometimes a new style, right? It's kind of like little style, right? Like physical clothing. Sometimes it makes a comeback, right? And it goes through it's like a fashion, for instance. It's like 100% comes back in.
You can see it throughout like the past 10 years. It's like, it's like people were into like kind of 70s stuff. Now people is into 80s stuff. Now people is into 90s stuff. And that's what I was saying is like, I don't want to call it recycling because it's not the right word. It's inspired by something beautiful that already like existed before, but you take it, it's like you work on it in 2024 and clearly it's not going to sound the same. It's going to be inspired by that. And this is the beauty because like then it's like the possibility is limitless. You just need to, if you're an artist, you just need to like focus on what you actually want to do. And especially like if you work on an album, you really want to understand in your head like, what's the story behind the album? Because like in my case, like I just don't want to put, I don't want to put like 12 tracks together and I was like, okay, this is the album. Like it has to be background story. It has to be a message that, this music carries because like the album is like long play is a very, very special thing to me, at least.
AFK, AFK, AFK with Ninja.
Planning an international trip and want to learn the language of your destination? Then check out the language learning program Rosetta Stone on desktop or as an app. Rosetta Stone is designed to immerse you in the language you're learning. Plus, the True Accent feature even gives you feedback on your pronunciation. Don't put off learning that language. There's no better time than right now to get started. For a very limited time, listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 50% off. That's 50% off unlimited access to 25 language courses for the rest of your life. Redeem your 50% off at rosettastone.com today.
We're going AFK with Ninja. What's he gonna say?
So we're going to do this or that, man. This rapid fire questions that we ask all of our guests here. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, dude. Call of Duty or Fortnite?
Call of Duty for now.
Okay. Dallas Cowboys or the Detroit Lions?
Cowboys when they playing against Lions, and Lions when they not playing against Cowboys.
I love it, dude. Let's go. All right. Touring or home life?
That's a tricky one. Depends. I like both.
Depends on like. I imagine that it's just like, what vibe are you in, right? Are you like? Because I like sometimes when I sometimes I wanted to go to tournaments, right? And back in the day, and when I was competing, but sometimes it's like, like I really don't want to go today.
Dude, it's like I think everything has its time and place. So I love touring and I love home life. Like when I tour, I was like, oh fuck, like, I wish I would be home. And when I'm home, it's like I actually miss touring. So it's kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah. All right, dude. Performing live or being in the studio?
What are those? Why those questions are so hard? It's not a rapid questions conversation. No, that's. I love both. Like I cannot separate them. But I do love creating new stuff. So maybe I do prefer like being in the studio a little bit more than performing. But I also love performing live and see is like the faces of my fans is like this is best feeling ever.
Let's go, dude. I love that. Great answer, dude.
Thank
Being
you.
in your 20s or being in your 30s?
Been in my 30s.
Agreed, dude.
The man's getting wiser.
Hell yeah, man. Date night out or date night in?
Date night in.
Another good answer, dude. All right, moving on to our other questions. That was this or that. Other questions, dude. Do you have any TV shows? Best movie or TV show that you've seen lately?
The latest one is actually Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Dude.
Oh, really?
If you didn't watch it, I highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, no, dude. I got some friends that are staying with us for the next couple of days, and yeah, no. My wife and I love the movie. So,
if you did you watch Atlanta?
Atlanta, no.
That's okay, but but it's like Donald Glover is not only he's an insane like TV shows and movies writer and an actor. He's also Childish Gambino.
Yeah, I love him, dude.
Insane voice and insane performance. And he's playing one of the lead roles, and I also think that, like, he's executive producer in that show. So it's like this show goes from 0 to 60, and from it's like being normal kind of TV show into some like crazy. It's like I don't want to spoil anything. Because,
Okay.
like,
Don't. We'll probably watch it. We'll probably watch it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the best TV shows that I watched like lately. 100%.
Sick. All right, dude. Where's the coolest place you've performed?
No, it's like I perform in a lot of cool places, like the Gorge, the venue in Oregon is absolutely beautiful. The Red Rocks is outstanding venue. I don't know if you've ever been in Red Rocks.
Mm-mm.
I highly recommend. The Gorge, okay. I highly recommend. Like, I performed a lot of an amazing festivals, including like EDC and Ultra. But answering this question, I would say is like the most outstanding place that I performed is where the crowd has the best time of their lives.
Okay. How do you know when your work is finished?
I never know. I know when my life set is finished because, I have a curfew. It's like if I'm playing like an hour or 2 hours, like, okay, my work is finished here. Now it's time to go back to the hotel. But when it comes down to the music, it's like it's never done. It's never finished.
Oh, dude. I love it. I love you artists, bro. I love you artists. You all have the same answer with that one, which is crazy, by the way. It just goes to show how difficult your guys' job is when it comes to knowing when to push out a final song.
I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking of
Yeah,
the same about you guys, Shumri, and I love you for that because, like, I think this is like crazy and underappreciated line of work in a way that is like people thinking is like putting the camera in front of you and playing the games is very easy. It's like it's not. It's so hard. Like
you just gotta get out there and do it. That's what I tell. And if you're good at it, you're good at it, and you'll know pretty quickly.
I mean, you guys like it's also like you either have it in you or not. Like
1,000,000%. Not everyone can. Yeah,
not everyone can do that.
Yeah, I think I think you stick someone in a room with a producer and somebody who can make beats, and maybe after a year they'll put together a banger, right? Like one banger, maybe. Yeah. But like if you just aren't talented, bro, like if you just aren't an interesting person and you could stream for 10 years and like can't say that you'll make it.
Dude, I personally love your streams. It's like, and I can see it's like I can see the energy, and it's like I really appreciate the energy. And it's like, and here's the thing, it's like I know it's not a made up thing, because it's like, here's the funniest part about it. It's like seeing you with your brothers, like cheering for lines, and it's like, like just being in that room and just like, and having this energy. It was like, oh my God, like this is literally what I've seen on the screen. Is like, and that's the beauty of it. Because
man, you just gotta have it, dude.
Yeah, you just gotta have it. It's like, or you don't have it, and it's like, and if you have it, you still need to work on it. You still need to spend like endless hours, like doing your thing, and it's like exhausting. Mm-hmm. You gotta have a passion for that.
I agree, man. All right, dude. We're ARTY. I freaking love you, brother. Thank you for coming on. We got
two. Thank you so much for having me.
But we're not done yet. Two more questions. We ask these to all of our guests. All right. If you had to delete all of but 3 applications from your phone, which ones would you keep?
WhatsApp is number one thing. Is like then probably ESPN because like I check the sports news all the time.
Okay.
And there's another app, which is like it's a Russian app, but it's all about media, entertainment, like video gaming, movies, TV shows, kind of thing.
Oh.
And it's like tech news that are kind of like combined together in one app, so you can like check all this out because that's what I usually do. In the morning time when I wake up, it's like I catch up with all the sports news, I catch up with all the media and tech news, and that's how I start my day.
Sick, dude. Very cool. You said it was a Russian app?
Yeah.
You Russians, my friends.
I know.
All right, dude. Last question, man. This episode or this show is called AFK with Ninja. We all know, every gamer in the world knows what it stands for, away from keyboard. But in your own words, dude, define AFK. What do you do to get away, and what do you do when you're AFK?
I know, that's the thing, is like it's very hard for me to wind down. But usually if I want to do like full on AFK, I would say is like I put on Lex Friedman podcast, and that's it. And that like really AFKs me.
It just zones you out.
Yeah, I was just like,
That's
it's
awesome,
the best part. It's like very soothing voice of Lex, like very smart conversations, and it's just like it's what I need to do AFK.
All right, bro. And there you have it, folks. We've reached the end of another epic AFK with Ninja episode. If you've enjoyed the journey thus far, please consider leaving a rating, review, and hitting that follow button. We have a ton of incredible guests coming your way, and I want you to be the first to know when a new episode drops. Until next time, catch you soon.